here with us on the Joy News channel as we welcome you to PM Express with me, Blessed Suga, as we delve deeper into this worrying trend that we're learning of acute water shortage hitting parts of the country. The heaviest impact being the Volta regional capital, where many residents have been left stranded. But of course, there's a need for us to paint a wider picture to you as to what may be happening in other parts of the country, because Ho is not the exception to the rule. You have some densely populated areas such as Kasua in the central region, Cape Coast, Elmina, and also as far as the western side of the country, Tadi, which is the capital there, also experiencing issues of water supply. And it's the reason for which tonight we're delving into the matters, particularly on the Volta regional capital, and how the impact is spreading rapidly into some critical facilities. But let's tell you why this is a critical matter for those who are in the Volta regional capital, because the estimates roughly that we're doing is that this challenge may have spanned some 30 days. That's our own rough estimate, but for those who are within the area, and unconfirmed reports are pointing out to us that this challenge may have started late last year. We'll confirm all of that tonight as we speak to the Volta regional minister, who's joining us on PM Express tonight as we look at the challenges, peculiar one that the Volta regional capital is facing. But here's where the main challenge is coming from, per the reports that we're receiving from the Ghana Water Company, because the chief executive officer for that company himself has been to the region already. We'll give you a sneak peek into that and what's been happening as far as that tour is concerned. But broadly speaking, this is the summary of where perhaps the most challenging hurdle to the supply of potable water to the Volta regional capital has been a challenge. It's been around the Peve water treatment plant, which has been under maintenance for quite some time now. A number of failed timelines have been given by the Water Company Limited. We're not sure when, of course, all will be restored back to normalcy. That's the question on the minds of a lot of people, asking questions about what may happen going forward. And so here's the case that we're looking at in terms of the population that's been affected as well, quite a significant one. If you take a look at what's been happening in the area, this is the major headworks. You'd expect that it will supply water only to the Volta regional capital, but far from that, because aside the whole central constituency itself, you're looking at areas in the whole west area, and some even moving beyond whole west, who directly rely on water supply from this major headworks. And of course, that rough estimate we've been doing is giving us a picture that some 200,000 plus, 250,000 or 260,000 plus people may be affected. This is the actual number that we're estimating per the number of residents that may be affected as a result of this faults that are being experienced at the major headworks. And it's the reason for which these residents are calling on the authorities to act. And we'll tell you what they've been doing so far, because some critical facilities have also been reeling under the effect of this challenge. You take a look at where Ho is situated and some of the critical infrastructure we have there, serving not just the regional capital, but the entire region. You have a facility such as the Ho Teaching Hospital, which then previously was the regional hospital. It's been upgraded now, making it one of the highest referral facilities in the regional capital. But that's also been affected. In fact, reports we're hearing is that an alternative measure is being deployed, where the hospital will now have to be supplied with water using water tanks. These are perhaps some of the issues that we're hearing of, and we'll be putting all of that to the authorities as we get into the story. But don't forget that there's also the Central Regional Prisons for the region there as well, being headquartered in Ho. That facility is also another critical security installation, which authorities say they're devising means to sustain these two. So here are some of the measures that we've gleaned so far in terms of what measures the regional minister and his team have been trying to put in place. At least for now, we know that water tankers will be deployed. That's as part of the temporary measure. Then pumps as well will be installed in some critical infrastructure that were identified earlier. And as the processes go on, we know that there'll be procurement of new pumps as well. There's the talk about the expansion of the treatment plant itself, because that's where all of the main work is being done for water to be supplied to all these areas that we're talking about. And ultimately, there will be a regional water dialogue, because water is life. And if these, as many as 263,314 persons and even beyond are potentially going to be affected as a result of this water crisis, there's obviously a need for us to look at the impact on the Volta region and, of course, the matters arising. The Volta Regional Minister is my guest, and since we're talking about water, it's a good time to say we're being supported by Syntex tank. It is tough, it is strong, and that's why you need one if you're facing this water crisis. We'll tell you more about Academic Times and also the Pepsodent Cavity Fighter, who are all supporting PM Express tonight. I'm Blessed Sugan. Stay with us. When we get back, we'll delve into the matters. Welcome and be my guest. A pleasure staying with us here on the Joy News channel on PM Express with me, Blessed Sugan. Don't forget that we're being supported by Syntex tanks. It is strong, it is tough, and also the Academic Times Journal, as well as the Pepsodent Cavity Fighter toothpaste. And this Valentine's Day, we know that we know what you want. You want something really strong, something reliable, and also definitely something that won't let you down. But what you need to do is not just to talk about it, but you need to go in for Syntex tank, and indeed it is reliable. So always be on the lookout for that. And like True Love, Syntex tank are built to last. They handle pressure like a pro. So stay solid throughout this period, and don't forget that they would never disappoint you. So this Valentine's season, whether you're storing water or storing memories as well, choose something that will, of course, you'll stick with you, and you would also be sticking with them as well. So call them on 0244 335 168, or you can visit syntexgh.com to get yours today as well. And Syntex tank, strong, tough. Academic Times Journal is also here, and the Academic Times Journal is launching soon with 3 distinctive graphic publications, a journal to showcase and empower students across all educational levels as well. While the journal and the tertiary G seeks to ensure that tertiary students research and do more work by impacting their society and contributing to institutional and national development, the high G and also basic G will seek to develop critical thinking and also prepare young minds for higher education as well. So be on the lookout for the Academic Times Journal. And of course, for those of you who are students as well, I believe that it will be very, very helpful to you. Pepsodent Cavity Fighter is also on board with us tonight, and we all know that anytime we do some eating, there are some particles that are always trapped. Like sugar, they are usually trapped between our teeth, and it is time for you to do away with the gum disease and also the potential disease that may be associated with all of these issues by brushing your teeth every morning and night as well with Pepsodent Cavity Fighter, and it's giving your teeth the protection that you need. And of course, it's also leaving you with your teeth 10 times stronger. So Pepsodent Cavity Fighter is what you need to be on the lookout for as well. But we're back to our conversation for tonight, which has got to do with the water crisis that many within the Volta Regional Capital are facing. Unfortunately, we have with us tonight the Volta Regional Minister, James Gunu, who's taking office just a couple of days ago and has been up to the task already, moving to the Pivot Head Works, where, of course, the Ghana Water Company Limited CEO Adam Mutawakilu in your shorts there, inspecting some of the treatment plants and engaging the community. They were also accompanied by the Member of Parliament for the area, as you see in your shots, with technicians and technical experts explaining what may have accounted for this acute water situation that the regional capital is facing. Fortunately, the Volta Regional Minister is joining us tonight on PM Express, and it's a good time to welcome you here on the show. Thanks for joining us, James Gunu, on PM Express. We see you there moving into the community, and many are wondering what we're seeing there. Kindly describe to us why you decided to, visit and to see for yourself perhaps what may have accounted for this challenge that we're seeing. It appears that we've just lost the Volta Regional Minister there, but of course he'll be joining us very shortly. He is actually with us, and as you see in your shots there, he's been touring some of the areas, some of the communities affected as well, and has been to the area that we're talking about. And fortunately, he's back with us to explain all of that to us. I guess it's a good time to try one more time. Honorable Regional Minister, if you're with us, briefly describe to us what we're seeing on the screens now and why you decided to visit the community yourself. Honorable James Goodwin, I hope you can hear me. The question is, why did you decide to visit the community yourself? And kindly unmute for us whilst you make the point, whilst you share your point with us.
Hello, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Apologies for that. Yes, I was just asking why you decided to visit the community.
Yeah, how?
We seem to be having a challenge there, but just as we're pointing to you earlier, of course, the regional minister has been to a number of places together with the chief executive officer of the Ghana Water Company, as you see in your shots there. But let's try one more time and see if the network will be stable. It appears technology is giving up on us. But James Goodwin, if you can hear us, one more time, the question as to why you decided to visit the community and what more you're doing about the situation. And kindly unmute as you speak to us. Yes.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. The scarcity of water in the regional capital is impacting on several areas of our social life. It's actually affecting security of the area, education, health service delivery, religion, custom, tradition, and cultural heritage. And in actual fact, we know that if nothing is done about this, it will reach a stage that we cannot control this situation. We are also mindful of the fact that the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 6 talks about ensuring availability and sustainable management of water and sanitation. So I started my journey on on Monday before I zoom up.
We seem to be losing the minister intermittently, but there again,
office.
Yeah. We lost you briefly. If you could just take that point for us again, sir.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that the United Nations Sustainable Goals 6 talks about ensuring availability and sustainable management of water and sanitation. And so when I assumed office on Monday, I decided to visit the Peve headworks where the water treatment plant is. And fortunately, I went there with a delegation sent by the Agbogbo Mafia of the Asogli State, Togbi Apende, the 14th. Fortunately, to the top management of the Ghana Water Company from Accra and the regional capital were all there. And the briefing that I got shows that this facility started operations since 1992-93 with 3 pumps. And then along the line, all the pumps got spoiled. New one was bought in 2016. That is 1. That is what has been operating since that time to date. And about a month ago, it got spoiled again. They repair it, fix it, and it got bent. So for the past 30 days, supply of water has been a major challenge in the regional capital. Now, what the Ghana Water Company officials told me was that they are trying very hard to provide water by this weekend. That is to say that they want to repair this and fix. When they did, it was not able to pump the water uphill to the treatment plant. So they went to one of their facilities to remove one pump to come and then fix, so that by this weekend they can provide water to the regional capital and its environment. They have also given indication that 2 new pumps are going to be procured by March this year, so that they can fix the problem and continue to provide water to the good people of the regional capital. However, I've also been informed that the demand, the daily demand in a whole and its environment is over 30,000 cubic meters, but the facility is able to supply only 11,000 cubic meters. So there's a deficit, huge deficit that needs to be worked on. That fits into the expansion project that we put in our manifesto. So for now, what we've decided to do in collaboration with the Ghana Water Company is to supply water to some institutions. So today, for instance, the Ghana Prison Service, the 66th Artillery Regiment, and the whole teaching hospital were provided with water through the use of the water tankers.
I just
not sustainable though.
Right, and I just need to come in at that point because of interest to me is the whole teaching hospital, which is a health facility. Many people going in there. We'll talk about that story shortly. But since you're talking about the need for expansion, how long will that take, knowing that already residents of Ho and its environs have have gone this period of 30 days without access to potable water? Do you have a clear timeline given to you by the Water Company Limited on when all of this may end, even without the expansion?
In fact, this one is a long-term program, and the central government will be working on it. So I'm actually in touch with the Honorable Minister responsible for water resources, waste and housing. And we believe that if everything goes on well, the ministry, in collaboration with the Ghana Water Company, will work on this as early as possible so that we have a sustainable supply of water.
In other words, you're telling residents. In other words, you're telling residents to brace themselves for more days without water supply.
Not really, because what we are doing now by supplying water using the water tankers is just to ensure that we mitigate the situation until the Ghana Water Company starts supplying water by Saturday, because that is the timeline they've given to us when we went with the chiefs to the Peve treatment plant.
Yeah, but
So
Honorable Minister, you don't seem to be too confident about the Saturday deadline, is it? Because just as you're speaking about it, it appears that you have some apprehension yourself as to whether or not, looking at the volume of work that needs to be done, Saturday may be feasible or not.
That is the assurance the Ghana Water Company has given to us. And we believe and we pray and hope that they meet this deadline, because as we all know, and as I indicated earlier, it's impacting negatively on several things, including security, education, health service delivery, even our religion, culture, tradition, and customs in the region. And you are Voltarian. You know that even if you receive a visitor, before you exchange greetings, you need to give water to that visitor. So if there's no water, how do we practice this tradition? How do we sustain this tradition? If you go to our traditional religion, if they want to pour libation, even though they pour the water on the floor, dirty floor, this water must be a drinkable one. It's not any water that they use in pouring libation. If you are Muslim, you want to pray, you need clean water, before you go and pray. So if you are a Muslim and you don't have water, it affects your religion. If you are traditional person, it affects you. If you are Christian, even baptism. So it is a very serious situation that we found ourselves in, and as a minister and the regional coordinating council, we have decided that we provide water temporarily for the people within the municipality or the regional capital. And our chiefs are concerned about this development.
Yeah, I'm also afraid and worried that the tankers that you're supplying, using for the supplies of the water, may not reach each and every individual. I mean, it goes without saying that it's practically impossible for you to reach everyone. But beyond the critical infrastructure, the hospitals, the prisons, the military barracks, I mean, beyond these facilities, how are you making it possible for at least the average individual resident there to access some water through this emergency processes you're talking about?
Yeah, thank you very much. According to the Ghana Water Company and then my chief director, during the COVID era, they installed some poly tanks at strategic points across the municipality. So we're going to continue to supply water, to these areas, install water in these poly tanks. I'm told some of the poly tanks are not there, but where they do not have poly tanks, we'll make sure that we provide the poly tanks and then serve the individual within the capital. That is what we're going to do. Today is Wednesday, tomorrow Thursday, Friday, and we hope that by Saturday, latest by Saturday, water, the 11,000 cubic meters should be flowing within the capital. Then we work towards the expansion. And we are also planning to have a regional water dialogue where we bring all the stakeholders, all the industry players together, and then diagnose the water situation within the capital and other areas like Agbozuma, Akachi, Hokwe, Pando, and other district capitals within the region so that we can tackle these issues holistically, because it's a challenge that we have come to meet. We are drilling the boreholes. We have the Volta Lake over there where we can draw water, treat, and supply. So it is not an issue that we will sleep over without tackling. And I want to assure the good people of Ho and its environs, and by extension, the entire Volta region, that His Excellency, the President, is aware of these challenges. When he came to Ho for or to begin his thank you tour, he did mention this particular issue of expanding the facilities at Peve, and then working on the Adidome water project, and then that of Mando.
I see.
So that we can supply water to all parts of the Volta region going forward.
Are we beginning to put a cost to it as to how much that project might cost?
Which of the
you're talking about the expansion project for the Peve area. There are other areas that you're referring to, but given the fact that Ho and its environs are now facing the challenge, are you putting a cost to it in terms of how much money you might need to expand the project?
In actual fact, from the reports that I saw, is about $52 million. That is what I mean, the report that the Ghana Water Company, but I told them that we need to sit down and evaluate this properly, because the expansion should be able to take care of the growing population. We don't want to do something whereby in the next 10 years or 20 years, we'll face the same challenge. Let us take care of future populations, because in 1992-93, that this particular facility was constructed, the population of Ho was less than 5,000. Today, it's over 250,000 population that we are talking about. And the demand is over 30,000 cubic meters daily. So if we are planning for the future and want to expand very well, let us look at a population of, 500,000 to 600 and 700 to 1 million.
Right.
Because as we speak, we have a lot of universities. We have the whole technical university. We have the University of Health and Allied Sciences. We have the EP University College and other, facilities that is making the population of Ho grow faster. So we need to plan deep into the future to ensure that we do not have this problem in the
I see. It's just striking the amount you're mentioning to us tonight. 52 million United States dollars. And this is to cater for just Ho and its environs, correct?
That is, we are talking about a population of over 260,000. And the demand, as at today, they say is over 30,000 cubic meters. So the experts will need to look at this carefully. And let me tell you, one pump, the one that we have now, one pump, I'm told, is 7 million Ghana cedis.
Just one. Okay. Well, perhaps challenges again with the network, but of course we'll restore connection with the Volta Regional Minister. I was just revealing to us that Ho and its environs may need as much as 52 million United States dollars to tackle the water crisis. Not necessarily the crisis, but looking forward and going into the future, they would need some 52 million dollars to do the expansion of the project. I guess that's the indication we're getting. But beyond that, there's the question as to what's happening to critical infrastructure. Then you hear about, for instance, the hospitals, the security installations, and the others. And the other Honourable Regional Minister is back with us. Honourable Regional Minister, you're talking about how much just a pump would cost. 7 million cedis, you're saying?
Yeah, Blessed, what I was saying is that... Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear, yes.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Very well. You see, I was giving you the cost of one pump for the Kwebe one is 7 million Ghana cedis. That is what I was told by the Ghana Water Company. So that one alone, getting 3 pumps. In fact, they said they have ordered for 2. And 2 is 40 million Ghana cedis. You understand? So it is very expensive, and we believe that other donor partners will come in. Let's see whether we can get some grants to enable the Ghana Water Company to expand this facility so that we can have a sustainable supply of water to serve the growing population of Ho and its environment. It is very important that we invest in this particular facility. So it may be up to that amount or less or even more, depending on, how we go about it. And I believe that the technical persons in charge of this facility or these institutions will help government to expand these facilities in order for us to have a sustainable water supply so that we can meet the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 6.
I'm interested in the story about the health facilities, for instance, because 30 days of enduring lack or erratic water supply, that must be challenging. We've seen pictures on social media pointing out clearly how challenging it has been for the health professionals who've been working at the Ho Teaching Hospital. What official briefings have you received on the status of water supply to the teaching hospital, and how is that impacting health, for instance?
I didn't get the question clearly.
Yes, I was just talking about the pictures we've seen online about the story on the Ho Teaching Hospital, the health facility. I mean, that's the ultimate referral facility in the region. What official briefing are you receiving in terms of water supply to the facility, even as you're putting in place some interim measures?
The situation is very critical, and we'll continue to assist them with this supply of water using the tankers. As you can see on the screen, we deployed a number of tankers from the district assemblies and then the regional coordinating council. And I believe it's quite a huge relief for the hospital. Tomorrow, the exercise will continue, and then Friday will continue till the Ghana Water Company is able to start the supply as they promised. We want to believe that they will go by this timeline that they've given to us, because beyond that, it will be very difficult to, be able to save the situation. If it goes beyond the 30 days that they've given us, it will not be good for us. We have to get a lot of support coming in, and let us be prepared, even as we hope and pray that the Ghana Water Company fulfills its promises. We will still be watching, and tomorrow I will check on them again, and if possible by Friday, go to Bever again to be sure that they will be able to meet the deadline that they have given to us. I will surely go to Bever again unannounced, probably to be able to meet the engineers who are working on this pump to see what exactly they are doing here, and if they will be able to meet the deadline that they've given to us.
Right. The reason
we are.
Yeah, the reason why I was asking about the hospital is because of the patients. There might be a case of paying for the water supply. Are you taking up the cost, or what then will happen if the management decides to pass on the cost to patients who are either on admission or using the health facility there?
No, this water that we are supplying is free. The cost is being borne by the Regional Coordinating Council and the Ghana Water Company. So it is being supplied for free. It's being supplied for free. So the patients need not to be charged.
And you might have to, of course, bear with this as we go through the conversation. But of course, the situation as we know it is that the Volta regional capital is not the only part of the country that's been affected by this, water shortage. But there we've been listening to the Volta regional minister give us a sense of how dire the situation is within the Volta regional capital itself. 52 million United States dollars is the amount that's been pegged to the further onward expansion. But for now, what we do know is that quite a number of activities would have to be done in the interim to supply water to the community. So that's the status at which we are now, and going forward, of course, the expectation is by Saturday, the situation should be restored in the regional capital. But just to go back to the slides and to talk about some of the areas affected as well, there are 3 other communities that we're learning of, parts of the central region, and it's stretching all the way to the western as well in terms of the indications that we're getting. Potentially 260,000 plus individuals being affected as a result of this exercise. So, Honorable Minister, just to wrap up the conversation with you on the way forward now, because the Volta region itself, as we know it, you're just taking up the post as the new regional minister. In terms of the development outlook, there's a lot of expectation going into the future. Beyond this issue of the water supply, what more is the priority for you going into the future?
Thank you very much. The priorities are, one, to ensure that we tackled our road infrastructure. Fortunately, Honorable Agboja, the road minister, is so passionate about the road infrastructure in the region and other parts of the country, and we believe that it's going to hit the ground running. One of the roads that is so dear to the heart of the good people of the region is the road from Bo to Toko. That President Mahama refers to as the Economic Corridor Road. It passes through Adaklu, Agotima Zofi, Akachi North, Ketu North, and then to Ketu South. And if you go up, it goes up to West, Afajato, up to Oti, and beyond. So that particular road is so dear to the good people of the region. And then also the whole airport, it is part of government's plans to make it a maintenance center for aircraft in order that this edifice will be put to good use and make it very busy. And we also are aware that the Agbogbo Mafia of the Asogli state is planning to build a pilot training institute or school around the facility. Then we also have the market project, that is Aplau market project, which we may be considering partnership from the private sector to do BOT, build, operate, and transfer, or public-private partnership project, so that we will be able to do this market project and then also improve upon other market facilities within the region. We also are going to give a lot of attention to the various tourist sites that we have in the region. The Honorable Minister responsible for tourism, art and culture has requested for the list of all the tourist sites in the region, and we're going to ensure that we use the private sector as well to develop these sites in order to improve upon the local economic development of district assemblies and so on and so forth, to create job opportunities for our young people.
Right.
It is also our plan to ensure that Volta region becomes the best investment destination in the country. So far, we've received a lot of interest from the international investors and local investors trying to come and invest in agribusiness and so on and so forth.
Right, and speaking about,
these are some of the things that we can use in order to develop faster, than expected.
And speaking about development, the president himself has been on a nationwide thank you tour. He started that from the Volta region, I recall, where, of course, he's made some promises to the people of the Volta region again, and it's got to do this time around with the Volta Aerodrome project. The airport facility, we understand, will now be converted. Some orders, he says, have been given for the facility to be transformed into a training institute or as an additional layer to the airport facility. How far have you gone in terms of rolling out that project?
Yeah, His Excellency the President has indicated the day he came to start his nationwide thank you tour that he has instructed the Ghana Airport Company to release land for this development. So that has actually set the tone for that particular work. And I believe strongly that within the next few days, we will start seeing some signs of developing that particular training center.
I see. And of course, it's just early days yet in your administration, and we wait to see what else will be happening. And for instance, in security, in the last election, just when the election was taking place, there was this order from the Interior Ministry shutting our borders as well. And it's got to do with issues relating to security, the Interior Ministry says. Looking at this constant breaches and concerns along the Volta-Togo border, what plans do you have going into the future?
Thank you very much. I had a meeting with the security head that was on Monday. We had a RESEC meeting and we deliberated on this. We believe that before we can develop the region, we need peace and security. So the security architecture in the region is being strengthened at this point. We have some concerns coming from our traditional rulers. That is the number of security checkpoints in the region, to the extent that prior to the election, some security personnel are demanding Ghana cards from citizens entering the region. These are some of the things we want to prevent and ensure free movement of goods and services, free movement of persons within the area. That notwithstanding, we will also not compromise on, tightening the borders because of the situation within the sub-region as far as terrorism is concerned.
So are you telling us that you'd be reducing the barriers or the checkpoints as they appeal?
The internal ones that we have, if you go to Asikuma, you go to Togakope, it's just too much. And I have had the opportunity of discussing this with my security heads within the region for us to see how best we can reduce this. And I'm meeting with the standing committee of the Regional House of Chiefs tomorrow, and I believe that these are some of the issues that we're going to discuss again so that our people can move freely to have their businesses done. We don't want any unnecessary restrictions. And at the same time, we will ensure that the security of the region is not compromised. That is the assurance I can give everybody, because development must take place. And if development needs to take place, we have to ensure security and peace in the region. That we are all going to ensure that it happens, because it is not only the responsibility of the security personnel, it is the responsibility of everybody to ensure that there is peaceful coexistence in the region, because if there is no peace, it will not, the region will not attract the needed investment. The region will not attract the necessary development.
Right.
And we believe strongly that the citizens of Volta region are going to help the Regional Coordinating Council and the security personnel so that we ensure peace and security of our region, in order to put the region in a better position for massive development.
James Gunu is the Volta Regional Minister. Minister, thank you for spending time with us here on PM Express. And that's all time will allow us for the show. I am Blessed Sugai. If you want to watch a playback, do catch us again on the Joy News channel and also online at myjoyonline.com. We have a lot more stories on that website for you. It's been a pleasure being with you here on the show. We'll give you updates, plus some more interesting discussions in the coming days. Please stay on your favorite channel. Bye-bye.